Welcome to the canceled news. I took a week off, so I didn't cover the news last week, but I'm sure not too much happened, just the same old, same old. I'm being told an unarmed black man was murdered by the police, and even though everyone in the country agreed on it, like literally everyone, the media turned it into a hateful, divisive narrative, and now we're refighting the Civil War. So here's what's going on this week. As more and more department stores permanently closed due to the pandemic, hundreds of Karens have run out of managers to talk to and are turning their rage on the general public. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and several Democrat lawmakers wore African kente cloths and kneeled on the Capitol floor to show support for Black Lives Matter. See, by getting down and kneeling, they can shoot themselves in the foot at point-blank range. Derek Chauvin, the officer who murdered George Floyd, is in jail and reportedly on suicide watch. Now, if you remember from the Jeffrey Epstein case, suicide watch is where the guards stand there and watch you commit suicide. Several left-wing activists and supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement have been calling to defund the police and allow communities to patrol their own neighborhoods. You guys remember what happens when communities patrol their own neighborhoods, right? Remember that guy? I'll refresh your memory. Oh my God, why did he follow that kid instead of waiting for the police? Now, to be fair, not every neighborhood that tries to patrol itself winds up with a George Zimmerman. Sometimes they just wind up with a racist white militia or black and Hispanic street gangs. Joe Biden has stated publicly that he does not support efforts to defund the police, and he knows about the roaches and the hair on the legs, so he knows about police. But a lot of people are confused by what it would mean to defund the police, so here to explain is a Defund the Police activist.
Hi man, thank you for having me on such a beautiful night.
Hi, of course. Why exactly do you want to defund the police? Like, how would we stay safe without police?
No, idiot. Defunding the police doesn't mean we'd actually, defund and get rid of the police. It just means, we'd, reallocate resources.
Okay, but then why not call it police reform or reduce police funding?
Because we need to defund the police, man. We gotta, provide housing services and hire, social workers to, give mental health advice and provide job training. And then, we'd, defund and abolish the police.
So you do want to abolish the police?
No! Abolishing the police doesn't mean we'd, actually abolish the police. It's just, we'd abolish them.
I'm confused. Okay, who would you call if there was a murder?
Police only solve, 30% of murders anyway.
And that's your whole answer to that? Alright, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yes. I'm also starting another initiative called Fire the Doctors.
Why would you want to fire doctors?
No, fire the doctors doesn't mean we'd actually fire the doctors. It's just there's a lot of malpractice out there, so we want them to get better, fire the doctors.
Okay, that's enough.
Wait, I have one more. It's called Literally Kill All the Teachers.
Nope, that's enough. Donald Trump faced heavy criticism for suggesting in a tweet that a 75-year-old man who was pushed over by Buffalo police could have been an Antifa agitator. Now, liberals found it absurd that anyone would feel threatened by a 75-year-old man. Then they all went back to feeling threatened by a 73-year-old man. During the pandemic shutdown, some airlines have been making money by shipping pigs to China. Then they make even more money through their new in-flight magazine, Stymall. Archaeologists think they've discovered London's oldest theater, the Red Lion, which was built in 1576. The theater is so old that in the concession stand they found senior mints. Protesters in Seattle have seized an area several city blocks wide to create what they are calling an autonomous zone. So an autonomous zone is where communists and anarchists wait 200 years for capitalism to build roads and infrastructure and businesses. Then they take it over and yell, "We don't need the government," except when the Seattle Department of Transportation comes by to drop off free porta potties. Kelly Clarkson has filed for divorce. Now, before you get excited, guys, it's not this Kelly Clarkson that's available. It's this Kelly Clarkson. I debated whether or not to do that joke because I think it's mean, but my writer Dan said, you have to do that joke. So there it is. And it wasn't as mean as it could have been. I thought about giving her a Stymall. A teenager who's legally blind has become a champion bowler and has even bowled multiple 300s. He also bowled a window, a toddler, and a chihuahua. A town in Italy which claims to be COVID-free is selling homes for $1. They also come with unlimited salad and breadsticks. J.K. Rowling has been under fire for a series of tweets correctly suggesting that transgender women aren't actually women. Like, can we stop pretending this isn't a fact? Like, you know your movement's in trouble when someone who writes about talking trees, flying lizards, magic hats, and boy wizards finds your story unbelievable. NASCAR has officially banned the display of Confederate flags at its events. So we did it. We fixed racism. NASCAR truck driver Ray Ciccarelli says that he will quit the sport because they banned Confederate flags at event. Never mind, racism's back. A new study says that despite the hype, probiotics don't do anything to help your gut. So basically, probiotics are to your gut what Democrats are to black voters. Due to the ongoing debate about race and policing, A&E canceled their show Live PD, the BBC banned an episode of Fawlty Towers, HBO announced it will no longer air Gone with the Wind and will remove Elmer Fudd's gun from Looney Tunes. People are calling for the police dog to be removed from the children's show Paw Patrol, and the television show Cops has been canceled. This is ridiculous. Like, cancel culture is out of control. I feel like I have to defend Cops now, and I'm not even a fan of Cops. Like, I don't know what the demographics are for that show, but it always seems like the biggest fans of Cops are people who might end up on Cops. The collectible card game Magic the Gathering has begun banning cards it deems racist, which is ridiculous. Like, they actually think black people are gonna see Magic the Gathering cards. It's the nerdiest, whitest thing I've ever heard of. Boris Johnson is letting British people who don't live together have sex for the first time since March, but they still have to wear masks so their teeth don't ruin the moment. Finally in the news this week... oh my god, somebody just broke into my apartment with a gun. Hello? Yeah, there's a murder in my apartment. Can you send over a social worker to offer him job training?